Your life is optimized. You try to have everything under control. Your day decisions, even your own thoughts. Your brain doesn't really switch off. Even when nothing is happening, you are still going over things, and this is where it turns on you. Because the way you operate makes it much easier to push too far without noticing. And most people don't see it coming until it's too late. In the next few minutes, you will see exactly what's causing this and 3 things you can just start doing today to not end up repeating this cycle again in a few months. Because if you ignore this, it won't fix itself. I'm Tomasz, and this is Clinical Breakdown. Does this sound familiar? 3 months ago, you were operating at full capacity, focused, efficient, reliable. Now something feels off. You are slower, feel tired more often. You're not so sharp. Even basic tasks feel heavier than they should. And you didn't even increase your workload. So what actually changed and how to recognize it? Burnout builds slowly. You start feeling tired in a way that sleep doesn't really fix. Things that used to be easy now requires more effort. And then comes a more subtle shift. You stop feeling emotionally connected to what you do. You become more detached, cynical, less patient, and little more numb to things that used to matter to you. So overall, your efficiency drops, you're still functioning, but you're not really performing at the level you know you used to. A lot of people think burnout comes from working too much. So they take time off, a week, maybe 2. They go abroad, and for a moment, when they come back, it feels better. But within days, the same pressure returns, because the problem was never the workload, but the way your brain handles it. This thing between our ears isn't designed to stay in problem-solving mode all the time. It has different systems. One for focused thinking, planning, analyzing, executing, and another for recovery, integrating, processing, letting things settle. You need both of them, but if you are analytical, you overdevelop one of the systems and get extremely good at staying in it, and even stop switching out of it. It doesn't just happen at work, it follows you everywhere. Yesterday's conversations are still in repeat in your mind. You constantly think about what you could improve, fix, or optimize. Even in moments when you think you're resting, your brain's still doing quite constant overtime, and that's where the damage starts, because your brain doesn't work for free. Someone has to pay him, and I'm afraid that person is you. Your brain already uses around 20% of your body's energy at rest. When you are constantly engaged in it, you increase that load. Not enough to notice in a single moment, but enough to accumulate over time. Now add another layer. You don't just think about problems. You treat everything like one. Even your internal state. Stress? You analyze it. Overwhelm? You try to fix it. Emotions? You break them down instead of experiencing them. So all of that thinking turns your entire inner world into a task list. Even when your body is at home, your brain is still at work, and recovery requires your both systems to stop working. And a lot of us don't see burnout coming because they believe they are resting, but cognitively they are still running. In-house, we experience the same cognitive overload but in slow motion. So over time, after each day, you are feeling more depleted. And most of the time, you only notice it when the debt to your brain has gotten so big that you can't pay it back anymore. And that's when you are basically bankrupt and completely burned out. And then it becomes impossible not to notice. No motivation, no energy, no focus. And it feels completely out of proportion, which is exactly what makes it so frustrating, because most of us never saw that build-up happening. If you don't fix the mechanism that brought you here, This will repeat. Most people, when they reach the point of no return, take a little rest, then they push again and end up crushing harder than before. So what you can actually do about it? First step, backed by research on unfinished tasks and specific planning, is close open loops before you leave work. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes and write down everything that is still open. Tasks, problems, decisions. Then assign one clear next step to each one. Not a full plan, just the next action. The point is simple. When an unfinished task has a concrete next step, it doesn't take so much space in your head. Second, give repetitive thinking a container. Don't try to fight every thought all day long. Set a fixed window, for example, 20 minutes, where you deliberately think about issues that bothering you. What if I miss that deadline? Or what can I do to fix that relationship? Spend that time on quality thinking about that particular issue and only on that. Outside of that window, you don't chase the same loop again. Postpone it. That's the difference between managing worry and letting it run the whole day. And step number 3, downshift your body. If you are constantly tense, your brain stays in alert mode. So do something physical that tells it to stand down. Breathe in for 4 seconds and out for 6. For a few minutes, not once. Do that in repeated cycles. That's how you start training your baseline to settle faster. Put those 3 together, close open loops, contain repetitive thinking, and lower physiological arousal. Those simple steps have been shown to help people in research, and they may help you. You need to give your brain a signal that the loop is handled, and that it can actually stand down. If you don't build that signal intentionally, your system will eventually force it. Usually at the worst possible moment. This is Clinical Breakdown. Can you answer to me in the comments down below? How many crashes does it take before you change the way you work, think, and recover?